In this video, I just want to go over kind of what a tree job can look like from start to finish. This one's not even a storm damage job. It was just a tree that fell over. So this red oak started splitting apart and uprooting. So this is what it looked like when the customer called me. They wanted to hold off and get a couple of bids, and within a couple of days, it just came the rest of the way over. Pushed that pine next to it, so it was starting to uproot, and that one was within reach of the neighbor's home. So they said, okay, can you come out and get it out? So we did. We got out there, we got the crane. It wasn't a perfect crane cut, it wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but we got it hooked up and did our best to get it bottom heavy. I tried to put my notch back towards the crane so he could pick up on it a little bit with how much the thing was leaning. But I did get my blade pinched for a second, and we just tried to manage it best we could, just to get it down before this thing fell over on the neighbor's house. You can see the rope I got there coming off next to me. That was just kind of to secure the stem in case when we pulled that weight off the top, it wanted to move around a bunch. It was hard wedged at the ground, which you can't see here, in the red oak. So this was just to keep it from falling forward, basically, and uprooting the rest of the way so that I didn't go with it. Still certainly some risk there, but trying to take some action to mitigate it a bit. So there, we got the top off. The main thing I don't have in this video is just the cleanup. I don't have all the brush cleanup. We got it all down and then chipped everything up and hauled off the logs and stuff like that. So next thing was going to town with the stump grinder. It took a while. You could see in that picture a second ago where I left the split part of the red oak sitting there, sticking up out of the ground, and I took the grinder, went at the root system, and then once those chunks started to come loose, I just picked them up and tossed them in the trailer, so I wasn't just completely grinding all those little pieces as a waste. But I also didn't want to take the saw. If you've ever cut stuff that's split like that with a chainsaw, you end up getting your bar pinched, and you got different pieces that are popping out at different times because there's tension on it, and I just didn't want to deal with that with the chainsaw, burning up a chain or something like that. So I just went to grinding it and then pulled the chunks out as they fell off. At this point, you can see I had gotten through kind of that main chunk, and this is just the rest of that chunk there. This one gets pretty long, so jump around to see the various spots, where I'm grinding and stuff like that. It's not the prettiest grinding job I've ever done as far as efficiency on the machine, but the customer was really wanting to get this thing ground down pretty far, and I was pretty impressed with the machine. It did a good job. It's not the biggest machine around, but it handled it pretty well. Like I say, red oak, and was able to get through it, in a pretty reasonable amount of time. I think I had the whole thing, with unloading equipment, getting the machine out, grinding through those chunks. I hauled away material on this one, so it ended up nice and flat. I got a picture of the finished product at the end. This, I think, took a total of 2.5, 3 hours, including all the time getting there and unloading the machine. I think I showed up at 8, and it was 11 or so when I was leaving. Pretty good job. Worked out for me. Customer was super happy. They were thrilled, of course, to have a giant tree off of their driveway. So feel free to hang out and watch the rest of the grinding or jump around just to see what I'm doing here. But I don't want to talk through this whole thing. All right, so if you're still with me, that's getting about to the end there. At this point, I just kind of push the material around, scoop it up with the machine, throw it in the trailer to get this stuff cleared up. So I don't have, I didn't record every little bit, but here's the finished product right here. It turned out pretty good. Pine straw is nice for covering stuff up. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.